like everything's working. Little lagged, maybe. Alright, howdy folks. My name's Dave. I'm a wood turner. I started this channel so that I could become a better demonstrator, better teacher, a better wood turner as well. It's more practice time, but to help people like you become better wood turners too. And that helps, again, me become a better turner, because I need to formulate what I'm saying in my head and communicate it in a way that hopefully you understand. Tonight I'm doing something a little different. I got a commission to turn a picture frame. It's for a piece of stained glass art, so I figured, what the heck, let's give it a shot. I have all the pieces milled. I'm going to talk about some of the steps as I go, and thanks for joining me tonight. So let's move this camera down. Maybe a little far. And then I need to tilt this way just a bit. Maybe not that far. There's the center. So maybe just about that far will do. Still see down here. Sorry folks, just fiddling with the camera just a little bit. I've got a little bit different setup today. I actually have well, I'm turning some longer pieces, right? So I've got, now I do have a longer tool rest, a couple of long tool rests. Here's one of them. This is the shorter of the two. See if I can get that whole thing in the camera shot there. Well, in any case, it's not long enough to do even the short pieces. Now, the longer one I have is, but I need to be able to support the center of these. These are 1 1/4 stock, so I'm going to turn it around and then turn detail. And these are just measurement marks, so you can ignore these. Anyway, so I have two banjos, and I can hook this up, but I need to have support here at the center. So I got my spindle steady rest up, and these will be in the way if they're joined together. So what I have here is, let's switch the camera. So this is the front. Oh, whoops, let me do this. There we are. Okay, so this is the front right here, closest to the headstock, and this banjo down here. I'll remove my other hand so there's no confusion. This banjo right here is on the other side of the spindle steady rest, which is right here. That way I can do both sides. I've got the camera set up so you can see I go from here, and then I'll work on this side. All the while, you know, I just need to make sure that I have my center steady. So I'm going to swap back to the front camera. Now, it took a while I needed to mill all the lumber. I've got a table saw. What else did I use? A table saw and hand chisels. That's pretty much it. Oh, and a dado blade. So I milled all the lumber. I needed to cut the grooves in to fit the leaded glass pane in it, and those are cut. I'll show you those in a second. And then I had to make the design and a storyboard. And let's just throw this up here, even though it's going to be tilted. Who cares? Alright, cool. So a storyboard is what, I don't know if anybody besides woodworkers use them, or a story stick or storyboard. It's basically a piece of scrap material. It really doesn't even have to be scrap. I use quarter-inch lathe a lot, lath a lot, to make my story sticks, and basically it's the measurements of everything that you need to build, put together, or turn, or what have you, where all the features are, and you write that down. You may take all the measurements, you write that down on your stick, and then you draw the design on the stick, or at least you have, and a lot of people do draw their design on the stick, even though the stick is not going to be used to turn anything, just to give them a visual representation of what they're supposed to be turning. And then there will be notches or pins or whatever in each of those points that you measured out where the features are, that you can then use to draw or scratch on the surface of your work, depending on whether you're not using a pencil, a pen, or pins, nails, whatever in your story stick, storyboard. And then that gives you that visual representation. Everything will line up. I know production turners use them a lot. I have made some of my own because I've done some things like Windsor chairs, balusters, lots and lots of balusters, wooden tool handles for Lyle Jameson's store. So I've done production runs of things, and so I've made story sticks for if I ever do those things again, because I don't want to have to remeasure. Although, I'll check it against the item that comes in. It needs to be copied or redone, just to make sure the story stick's going to work. But I'm going to tilt the camera back down now and show you two examples of what I'm talking about. So let's see if I get this into... Oh, yeah, nice, good, first time. All right, so like this is for a short Windsor chair with a short back. And this was the spindles along the back rest of the chair itself. And I had one of the spindles, it was broken, but I was able to put it together just long enough to get the right measurements and then match that against the ones that were in the chair. And I had to replace, I don't know, six of them in one chair, which meant I had to take the back, the upper rest off, and replace every single one of them, but I had to turn them all. So I got all the measurements, and I laid that out on a piece of quarter-inch lath, to a little bit longer than what I needed, because in this case I was going to use finishing nails as my points. And what I did was got those all marked, transferred them over with a square so the line was straight. I drilled a hole, a 16th inch hole, cut off the heads off finishing nails all to the same length, and then pounded them in. It's okay to me that they aren't super sharp. Anything that's got a weird burr, I just took a hand file to and got it back to basically a relative point. And then as the stock is spinning, I can set this up on my tool rest, and then I can kind of press this into the wood. And as the wood is turning, these will make lines in the wood that tell me where I need to turn what. And then on this one, I kind of drew, and it's kind of bled over. This is pine, so it's not really clear anymore, but I understand it. This is one of the back spindles with the tenons on each end, and the bulge out. I don't even know what you call that shape. It wasn't a teardrop. It was just a bulge out. And then the taper and all that. So I had this to look at while I did the first one, and then when I got the first one done, I put this to the side and used that first one as my guide each time I stuck this into the side of a piece of stock. Then I had the lines to go off of, and then the one piece sitting up here that I could look at and know exactly what I was doing. So that's one kind. The difference with this one is that it does have nails or pins in it. You can use pins too. But I took the time. I needed to lay these out. I needed 2 story sticks, one for the long sides and one for the short sides. Since I needed to mill this lumber, I did get a bunch of pieces of this stuff. This is poplar. I got a bunch of pieces, about 1/4 inch, 3/8 of this stuff left over. Some of it, I milled as much as I could into spindle stock, and then I got quite a bit of this left over. So well, not quite a bit, I shouldn't say that. I had enough of this left over to make some story sticks. Let's just leave it at that. So I took the measurements of everything I needed to do, and then actually what I did first, to be honest with you, is I took a piece of the stock and I figured out what kind of design I wanted, because this design is just going to repeat all the way around the frame. So I came up with a neat little design, got the measurements where I needed all the details just off this one piece, and then from that, and it goes basically from here to here is where I measured. I got that measurement, and then I got the measurement of the frame, laid out the pieces on this, so I didn't have to draw a whole entire thing. I just needed to make one section for this for a well, I did it for a mock-up, but also just to have a design that I could trace out on my story stick. So this is the long side. I'm going to start with the long sides tonight, but you can see where all these little grooves are where my features, or what I've called my features, are gonna live. This particular story stick, I took a Dremel at each of these marks that I lined out. I'll need to sharpen that a bit, and I cut a groove in there in each spot, so I could use my pencil right up onto the piece. I could get right in the right spot with just pencil. So that's another type of story stick. And here I've got it marked in red because I made a mistake on the short side and flipped it over, was able to use the other side. Thinking, just so I have visual representation, I need to have some idea to make sure I'm getting the right one. So I need to, we'll set the short one aside for now. This will be fun, man. I've been looking forward to working this out. Been a lot of math and figuring things out, which is not a bad thing, but it takes time away from turning. So what I had to do is figure out how I was going to do the corners, which is what I've got here. The corners are going to stay 1.25 inch square, and then the rest will be round and detailed. And then I needed to cut in or dado in. Cut a rabbit, I guess you could say, into the center of the stock, which I did on all 4 pieces, so you can see the groove goes. Let's see if I can get this on camera. Well, actually, I can get it on both cameras. So well, almost. So this is the back end. And I don't think the front end is going to show. Oh, it does. Okay, cool. So you can kind of see where the groove's at. I left a little gap. What I did then, after I cut those grooves, and then I had to chisel these out. I don't have like a router table, or I tried using my Dremel, but it just wanted to, even though I had everything clamped and stop blocks and guide blocks, it just didn't want to cut this stuff very well. So I wound up going to just hand work and chisels and a mallet, my little fish mallet, and squared everything up. And then I milled out sacrificial pieces to fit into these grooves, because I need to turn these around, and I want the edges here on where the grooves are at to be as crisp as I can make them. So that meant that I needed to have some kind of continuous surface across to make sure that I'm not gonna dick up the surface of what I'm trying to turn. And then after that, I can pry those out and have the pieces once I get the dados cut for the sides, piece everything together. So let me grab this guy so I can kind of show you what I'm talking about as far as sacrificial piece. Where did it go? All right, so this is my model, my prototype, I guess, my model. And you can see that well, here, let's just go back to the main camera. You can see the rabbit that I cut all the way through on this piece, and this particular piece still has its sacrificial piece in here. So what I'll have to do is pry all of them out, and then, as you can see, the edges are still really crisp, and that's what I want. I don't want a bunch of tear out or torn stuff by cutting air, going over a gap, and then catching the other side in a bad way. Cool thing is it's going to leave me stuff like this little sacrificial pieces turned like this, so I'll get to play with those designs later on something else, man. But I think that's pretty cool. So anyway, that's the reason for the sacrificial pieces. I can cut into it, even if when I'm pulling it out it breaks. It doesn't matter because it's sacrificial. It can be destroyed. I'm hoping that it doesn't turn out that way, because I really would like to use as much of these as I can for future projects. I just think these might be something pretty cool to incorporate into another project. So I've got my visual representation here. I'll move this. I already talked about the sacrificial piece, and this one you can see a little bit easier than this one. This was the rough surface of the lumber that I had milled it from, and this is just the saw blade surface that's left. So move that aside. Let's get this bad boy set up, shall we? So I got my centers already marked. Oh, I might need that light early. Alright, there we go. And I still want to make sure it's secure in here. So I got a long span. I don't want to put a ton of pressure on it because I want to try to limit the flexion that it's getting. So that's fairly secure. I've got my spindle gouge and skew ready to go. Put that guy away. Let's see, the longer, is this the long guy? Long guy. So there's lots of ways to make these marks too. Like I said, I used a Dremel here, but I realized, oh, not this one, the short guy. After looking at it, then I missed a spot that I think I want to mark, and that would be this center. I haven't decided yet. The center on this one is a slightly longer tube, or a slightly longer design element than the center of this one would be, but I'm still haven't decided whether I'm going to keep them the same shape, or since they are dissimilar in size, they're not too different, it would look appropriate even with the longer design element here on the top and bottom, because the piece itself, the stained glass art, is longer than it is tall. But I'm going to go ahead and mark this center point anyway in case I want to use it. So I have a triangular file. You can use a flat file, whatever, but I find it a little easier to use a triangular file because I can get right on the point. I just missed it, so I can just shift over. And there I've marked it. So my pencil point will fit right down in there, and I can get it right up onto the wood. So that's another way that you can do it. There's, I'm sure it's more than just the two I talked about, using a Dremel with a thin cutter bit, or a file, marking knife would do it, a regular knife, whatever, it doesn't matter. There's tons of ways to do it, just the way I chose. So this one's marked. We can move this aside. Since that's the short sides, and we're not doing that one yet. Now I've got everything moved over to the side at the moment. The center's right here. Can you see that on that camera? Let's go to this camera. So the center's right here. I need to move this spindle steady into position, but before I do that, this needs to be round. This portion here. So what I've done is move things over to the side a little bit. I'm going to turn this part around so I can get my spindle steady in there. And it be a spindle steady. So I need to raise this guy up some. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, that'll probably be right. So I guess I'm close to about, I don't know, a centimeter, not a centimeter. Yeah, it is a centimeter. About a centimeter above center. We'll see how that turns. Let's move that aside, and I am. Yeah, I think that'll be all right. All right. So the other thing I noticed, and this is what I wanted to show you guys this as well, is I put a fresh edge on this skew. And if you'll bear with me just a second, I want to take a look. Yep, all right. Just wanted to take a look at my mobile to make sure that I actually was streaming. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to get this in the light just the right way, and I'll go back to the overhead here, or the camera one, I guess. And after I put a fresh grind on this, I always look at the edge, because I don't want, when I'm not going to use this as a negative rake scraper. I'm using it as it's intended, which is a skew. But looking at the edge, I wanted to make sure that there's no burr on the edge. And I found that there is a burr on this side, and if I can get this in just the right light, there it is. You can see that really, really thin line. I think I lost it. Let me try again. So I'm kind of looking at the camera. There's a bit of a lag. You drop it a bit. Not too far. Rotate it. Bring it up. No, that's probably too far too. TC Schmo, yes you are. But cameras are futzy. Yes sir. Yes sir, thank you. Alright, maybe if I move my hand out of the way here, let's see if we can see that. It's hard for me to kind of tell. Okay, here we go. Now we're getting to it. There it is, right there. So that shiny sliver right there is my burr, and I need to get rid of that. So I have a diamond card. I'm just going to hone this guy really quick and make sure that I get rid of that burr, because I needed a good edge for both sides. And then I'll look at it again, make sure that burr is gone. Hey Fuzz, how you doing, buddy? And then, just for fun, I don't do this all the time, but I'm going to do it this time because it's a brand new edge. Well, that's no real good reason, but so I'll take a piece of leather. Let's move that out of the way. Flesh side down, as they say, and I'll just strop it on a dry piece of leather. Yeah, you can see there is just the tiniest bit of burr left, and every time I strop it I keep pulling a little bit over back to the other side, so hopefully I am I've just about got it pulled off. That side's done. That side's done. All right. As I said, I don't always do this. I'm just starting with a fresh, brand new, freshly ground edge, and I want to make sure that everything is up to snuff, so to speak. All right, so this is my center line. I did drop a pencil right here. I think I will darken these up a bit. There we go. So I don't have to do a whole lot of turning to make it round, because this is an inch and a quarter stock, and the wider parts of this are going to be just slightly less than that. So let's see, that's 400 and not at all the speed I want to turn at. So there's a couple ways I could do this too. I could set turn a round spot here, set my spindle steady up, and then turn another round spot and keep moving it down to the center. I've done it that way before, especially with really thin stuff. I'll move the spindle steady in stages and turn as I go, because I want to turn from area of most vibration to area of least vibration. And having that spindle steady in between, one side or the other, then gives me a shorter span to work with in most cases. But let's see if this will turn all right. Since that is not the case, I cannot use my spindle steady yet. I'm going to use my hand as a steady on the back side. I've got my fingers down low on the, can you see that in the screen? Well, not with the wood in the way. But I've got my fingers down low touching the banjo riser here, so that I don't try to get them curled up. In any case, the wood is spinning this way and would push me out of the way. I couldn't get sucked up underneath into it, but I don't want to get my fingers beat up. So it's not going to take much. Just steadying it just enough to be able to turn with my skew. Not taking heavy cuts, I'm almost there. It's a lot easier to hold this bit because it's starting to round off. little bit trickier with a longer piece like this. I know I'm not there yet, but I'm almost there. And as you can see, this sacrificial piece is keeping these edges nice and clean. Just about there. I think it'll go a little bit quicker on the shorter piece. I don't have a real tight grip on the wood because I don't want to get wood burned. I got a little heat there, but I don't want the friction to burn my hand. Just about there. And I'm not taking really heavy cuts either. Because I'm trying to limit the amount of vibration that I'm actually getting. Fairly round. No real flat spots, just a tiny bit there, but now I can move this into position. And then I'll just have these two halves to work on and a lot less vibration. In theory, so I'm using a one-way spindle steady. Again, not a sponsor of this channel yet. If they would like to discuss sponsoring this channel, I think that would be great. There are lots of different kinds of spindle steadies out there. This is just the one that I happen to get. One thing I will tell you is that the set, you can't just buy the spindle steady by itself, unfortunately, which I think is kind of odd. Because you can buy the spindle steady by itself, but it doesn't come with the riser. The riser comes with the bowl steady that they sell. So this is an add-on feature. So just keep that in mind if you're going to get one from One Way. At least when I bought this one, I had to buy the bowl steady to get this riser, and then I had to pay for the spindle steady just to have this. I think I've only used the bowl riser one time, and I think that it was on a spindle, in fact. I don't know. This might be, well, we'll just go for it and see how that turns. I have to check something here. Let's tighten it up just a bit. Nothing serious. I would love to have roller skate wheels on this guy. That's probably a little too tight. And I may have to like weld something on to be able to get the third wheel out here because they're quite a bit larger, but I haven't looked at all the different styles of roller skate wheels yet. The original equipment comes with these bands that are set in nylon wheels, grooves in nylon wheels that have bearings in them. But these things, when they get warm, they tend to expand and sometimes roll off. And I don't think that's a very good feature. But with the skateboard wheels or the roller skate wheels, the whole thing is that rubber compound or whatever they use for the wheels instead of just these bands. Anyway, moving on. So you can kind of hear a little bumpity bump, and that's because there's a little bit of a flat spot there. But that shouldn't affect the rest of this. Wiley Smiley Kylie, what are you making tonight? I am making. I'm making a picture frame for a piece of stained glass art that is about 3 by 2. So I'm kind of having fun with it as I go. But it's been a lot of work to get to this point. I had to mill all the lumber. I had to use dado blades in my table saw to make the rabbet, and then chisels and a hammer to get the corner square. And then I had to mill sacrificial pieces to be able to press back in there so that I could turn it and keep these edges of the rabbet crisp all the way across. So when I pry this out, I don't have broken off or torn out bits and pieces there. So for now I'm just going to make this round. And then I'll use my storage stick to set all my marks. I probably should have milled. Well, I've got the lumber to do it. If I need to make another piece, I've got the lumber to do that with it. I think I'll just be really deliberate with it, as I can be. So that hopefully I don't have to do that. And in any case, yeah, I thought so. Oh, that's a bummer. Looks like I may have to mill another piece anyway. Looks like I just found some internal cracking. Right there. And right there. So there's, let's see what happens. That may be okay once I get my pattern laid out. that may not be an issue, but I don't like that. But it's like everything else. It's wood is wood. You can't. It's a natural. It's a natural critter, if you will. Every tree is different. They're all individuals. And then you really don't know what you're going to get into until you start working the wood. So yes, getting into a piece of timber is like Christmas. But sometimes Christmas is a lump of coal in the stocking. So I'm going to mark this line a little shy. That is the outer edge of where I want my frame to be. I'm going to cut down to that with my skew later. And I'm more using the point of the skew, the short point, when I get right up into that area, so that I can be more accurate with the cut, where the end of the cut is. When I get right up in there, you see how it's kind of flowering up and curling up like that. It's because I'm using the point. And that lets me get right into the area that I want to be at. Alright, that's that side, so we'll switch cameras and we'll work on this side. Shut that off for a second. I gotta set this to rest. And I'll try to speak louder. I'm not right in front of the microphone right now. So the sacrificial piece is holding up really nicely. Yay. About right. Let's take the gander. Well, that's at center, so let's take it up a little bit more. That'll work. So again, I'm probably a centimeter above center. Let's move this guy in just a little bit more. Okay. Quite see that in the shadow. Okay, that'll be alright. Groovy. Darken up this mark a little bit. about round. Skew, come here, Skew. So, as you can see, I'm working from area most vibration to area of least vibration, and support here, and then support at the headstock. I'm going to cut this line a little bit shy again, because I want to work my way to it later so that I get that really crisp edge on that square. Backwards with the skew. It's I just realized, or just found out, watching David Albee Woodturning on Instagram, and Steve the Woodturner, who's also on Instagram. Oh gosh, I'm off the tool rest there. I think I'll move back this way. Anyway, I think they're all a couple of fellows from across the pond. They're not U.S. or Americans. But seen them a lot go backwards with the skew and pull off these lovely ribbons of shavings. I'm not doing so well with my offhand. I'm not really talking right now. I kind of need to concentrate since I'm using my offhand to steer everything. Offhand, my left hand, what I don't normally use. Well, I guess that's not true either. I have tried to do my best to learn how to use the tools with both hands. I know there are turners that don't switch hands. Okay, so there we are around. I'm hoping like heck that these cracks and splits, these internal cracks I found, let's take this down just a wee bit more, will be taken care of by design elements. There we go. Alright, so got my visual representation. Now I've got my story stick. So I'm going to line up the lines here. Oh, let's turn her around so I can actually get the pencil point in there. And since this is inch and quarter stock and it's inch and quarter round, just rounded it down. It's probably actually inch and 3/16, but it's close. Oh, actually I can get it right on the face of this guy. Then I can just put my pencil point in there, make a mark, and then rotate everything. Everything lines up. So mark that guy, that guy. Now if I could get this set up to where I could just make, and I could have done this I guess, just make a single, two different story sticks, one for the full length and one for just the inside, and I could have set this probably up on both tool rests as I am now, but I think the rotating timber would pull this down, because this is a long piece. And as you can see, I've got a lot of flexion. Get it straight, Dave. Those are not straight. And in any case, then I could just touch the pencil point on each point as the timber is spinning, and it would draw the line for me. Just getting a little one extra step. If I was doing, I don't know, tons of these, 10, 20, it would be, 20 or 40 sides. 20 or 40 long, 20 or 40 short, depending on. Somehow I think, there we go. So it was a little bit off, I thought, but I found it. Okay, now I can set that dude aside. Draw my lines. I don't guess I really need to go all the way around, because this will be spinning fast enough that it'll look like a solid line. And then all I got to do is follow my template. Is that a mark? That's a mark. Not a good mark, but it was a mark. And then I'll have to repeat this on the other one. Put a small mark there, because I'm not sure if I'm going to leave that without detail or not. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Yep, that one needs to be marked. I'm thinking about the one in the center. Make sure this is tightened down. Oh yeah, okay. Move that aside. That's tight enough. lines. So clearly it would be much faster if I could just set my story stick up against my stock here. And let the rotation of the lathe draw the lines for me. And I'm fortunate in that this isn't one of those production jobs where I've got a short time limit. Because this extra step definitely adds, I mean, not a ton, but a little bit of time. At the end, didn't I? No, I did not. Wait, did I? Let's take a look at this guy. Did not. Is that not on my story stick, or did I just miss it? It is on my story stick. I missed it. So it's not, that's a nice thing about having a story stick. I can go right back. Okay. So let's see. Bang, 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 bang. That is actually not the right direction, Dave. There's that one. Something appears to be off to me. Oh, no. Yeah, that's where it comes back together. Alright. So it's there. And then there. And then there. Closer, no. So I'm breaking the surface with the long point of the skew. For a couple of reasons. One of them is I will have a cleaner cut when I actually cut the element in, because these fibers have been severed. And my beads and coves and all that will meet these lines. Really don't need to cut that one. Alright, so I want to work from most vibration to least. This is the center. I've got support here and here. So I'm going to work from here that way and here that way. And I'm doing that mostly because this is thinner stock and it's a really long run. Hopefully that won't roll away. How about if I set it like that? You know what, I do need to lower this. What did I just blow off? I think I just blew something off onto the floor. But not this guy. Make sure I'm at about center here, maybe just a tad bit above. Alright. Back to it. I don't see anything down there, so I don't know. Getting a little bit too much vibration to just do a running bead. Otherwise, I'd love to try that. Yeah, just a little bit too much vibration. What am I doing? That's what this guy's for. Right into the point. Haha, there it goes. Alright, so I know that this guy is going to be a cove. I think I'm going to start practicing doing everything from one side of the piece, as in doing it everything from either right-handed or left-handed. Something like that. again, what am I doing? This is the perfect tool for this job right here. Alrighty then. Now, if that part's done, I can work from center to this side now. Fortunately, I remember the pattern. Oh, forgot one thing. I will actually need my parting tool for this. Well, I guess I could use this skew. Probably. What the heck happened there? I don't know what I hit with that, but my long point's kind of boogered up. I have no idea how that happened. So, got to take a second to work that out, and then see if that left me any burr. Yeah, a little bit, not much. Not much. Okay, where I was doing fillets. Yes, fillets. Right after I'll clean this up. Take it down just a little bit more. Not too much. And then I think I can do it with my skew. Let's try that. Well, that long point got boogered up. Nope. Which is a bummer because now I can't use the long point until I get a new grind on the tool. Here's my fillets. Let's clean that up just a little bit. There we go. Now I can move on. So most likely I will speed up as I get more comfortable with it. And no doubt the shorter sides won't have the same amount of vibration. Boom, boom, that's going to be a long curve. Let's finish this guy out. So again, with the spindle gouge, I know where my end cut's going to be, so I got my thumb right on top. Start with the handle down low. I'm cutting as close to the top corner right up in there as I can get. And then pushing with my thumb and then raising my right hand. That brings it, well, I guess I left a step out there. I'm going to an uncomfortable position to start. I raise my hand to a comfortable position, allowing this to move, my wrist to move on its own. I'm not trying to rotate my wrist. Again, with the what am I doing? And that brings the tool right up into the end position, the end cut, or the end wherever my cut is going to be, and I am in a comfortable position to start over. There we go. So this is going to be, well, we'll get that next. And you know what? It'd be really cool to be able to show my client the video of it actually being turned. Might be really neat. That's a bummer, man. I need that long point. I may go, I think I'm going to put another edge on this thing. Let me see if I can do a little bit more honing to see if I can get that out, because I like having both points to be able to use both. Oh, that might have got it. Alright. Maybe I don't have to go to the grinder after all. Alright, so you can see a little bit of tear out on the actual sacrificial piece, which is totally fine. That is totally awesome. It's okay that it happens on that. The rest of it will all be clean, nice clean lines. So let's turn this guy. That was a catch because I just ran right into it. Let's not do that again. They can really like cuts. That bit's done. So I'm not sure what finish is going on this yet. So I just want to clean up the surface to prepare it for whatever. You know, if it's paint, well, definitely don't want to have a lot of this guy out of the way. A lot of scratches and stuff on the surface. I mean, a thick coat of paint, I guess, would cover that up, but that's not what I want. And I'm sure that's not what the client would like. I'm going to clean this bead up a bit. Go. Let's try to hit these. So I thought this was kind of a cool design. I was looking up, well, first of all, I was looking up, like, is there anybody else that's doing this? I did not find a single, well, I found one after probably about an hour of searching on the internet. Part of that, I'm sure, is Google not getting me to the places that I really wanted to see. Every time I reworded, I was looking for turned wood frames, turned on a lathe. I mean, I was trying all kinds of different verbiage, and I kept getting flatboard articles and discussion forums and stuff like that. It's like, that's not what I'm after. I want to see if there's anybody that has blazed this territory before. And I'm sure, I mean, I can't be the only one who's thinking about this. There's 7 billion people on the planet. But I found just one a Japanese frame maker, picture frame maker, had turned a very simple design on a picture frame, and that was the closest thing I could find. So, you know, had to translate the page and all that, but didn't show or talk about his process. It just showed a picture of the actual frame completed in his store for sale, but had detail shots of it. Again, it was a pretty simple design, simpler than the one I'm doing, but it still stood out. So I didn't copy his design. I went and looked at like spindle patterns and to learn like, is there a traditional pattern for, and there are traditional patterns, but not for picture frames. So I got a bunch of information from the net, some patterns and stuff like that, and came up with my own pattern. I want to clean that up. Oh yeah, I want to clean that up. That looks kind of not up to my usual standard. So mostly it was, you know, porch balusters and spindles, staircase spindles, and then there was some furniture spindles as well. And so I took some of those ideas from different patterns or different shapes and all that, and came up with this with this particular design. I am kind of hoping it starts a little bit of a trend. That would be nice to see a couple more of these come across the contract desk. Alrighty, so there's my line. Since I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and cut that. Actually, I want to get on the other side over here and grab my template that I knocked over into the shavings on the other side. Oh, that's what fell. Okay, it fell on this side. It was a packet of abrasive. That's a bummer. So that's where the splits were at. That's a bummer. Well, I'm going to finish turning this piece, but this one is not going to make the cut. That stinks. But it is what it is. So I don't think... maybe, I don't know. Let me see if I can turn a little bit more of that away. I don't want it to be too much of a size difference. But maybe with all of the sizes all over, yeah, not quite getting that. And it wasn't on my filler piece. What a drag. So, like I said, you know, sometimes Christmas is coal in the stockings. Yeah, that's a pretty good crack right along one of the rings. It's trying to separate. So I'm not going to be able to take that down anymore, really, without seriously altering the size of this feature. Man, that is such a drag. Sorry, I know I'm keep harping on about it, but dang it. Hopefully all of the lumber isn't like this. See what that did. Yeah, I don't know. I'll finish turning this. That doesn't make me happy though. But as I say, it is what it is. You get what you get. I think I'll go ahead and turn this. What was I going to do there? Let's look at the story stick. The story stick does say at my center line, whoops, which is somewhere in this neighborhood. Ah, that was going to be a swoosh. A cove. So I'm going to turn that really quick. Forgot about that guy. And then I believe it was a little bit more down on this side. A little bit of this action. Okay, moving on to this side, right? Yeah, I didn't need to shut that down. Are we seeing it in yes we are. So I had this camera on already. Anything new in chat? Blew it. I would. Can you switch camera for the front view? Sorry, but I'll do it next time. Yeah, no, because well, maybe if they're gonna want to paint it, then yes. Otherwise, it's going to show up. And we can hit that with some abrasive. I think I hit this one, but I'll do it again. And this guy. So, I guess one of the more important things that I need to share with you is that this is kind of a hybrid stand. So this is a stand. This is a frame that they're going to be able to hang on the wall, but also I'm making a stand for it so they can stand it, put it on a table, or in a window nook or something like that. So it's kind of a hybrid stand, and I don't know. Sorry, one sec. Just realized I need to do one more thing on this side. There we go. I don't guess I'm going to complete that thought since now I don't even know where the heck I was going with it. So, sorry about that. Alright, starting from a little bit past center, but I'm going to start from here, work my way this way. That is this guy. That's what I was forgetting. Alright. Boom, boom, boom. Yes. Make that just a little bit deeper. It's cut, so that'll be a swoosh. So I'll just do that now. really can't get my screw in there. Oh, another tool for that, Dave. This one's not quite deep enough. There we go. Did I even turn that? Holy cow, it doesn't even look like I turned it. So for me, this is really the main reason that I work at using the tool with both hands. I can go one direction, do all the details on one side, and then come back, at least on this finished stock. Then come back and catch the other side. So this needs to be deeper. Doesn't sound good. Okay, it's just a little vibration I'm getting. Oh, you see that? You see this rubber? Can you see that wheel? It's just heating up. It's not a lot of pressure. This one's coming loose too, but this is what I'm talking about. That rubber starts to expand and comes right out of it. Well, it's not coming out of the groove, but it's not staying in place. Get that with paper. Alright, now it's time for my swoosh. Little bit of fillet. Actually, I could probably do that part first. Got a bit of a burr on there. Something's not right. Let's hone it. That's showing up okay, sort of, kind of. I hope. Looks washed out to me. Maybe if I shut this door here, the overhead light will bounce around a little bit more, and I can turn off this side light. Let's see how that turns out. A little bit better, sorta, and I think that I also can still see this very well. All right. There it is. Well, that wasn't the side that I was having trouble with. Let's see about this guy. There we go. So I had just a tiny bit of burr on one side. Tail stop down, or pull rest down. As I'm cutting through those lines, how clean it's leaving that surface behind, because right on that edge is crisp, because I cut that surface, those surface fibers before I started this. Let's see, this is going to be Okay, so this one's a little deeper. There we go. Nope. I'm really maxing out my lathe too with this long piece. My tailstock is all the way to the end. Okay. Take care of this guy. Again, using a point and a short point right up in there. Okay, maybe it's a little bit tougher without that light, but now we're all set to sand. I think I'm going to leave that the way it is, although, you know, I'm going to not move this. I think I'm just going to turn a bead off, or a quarter bead there and a quarter bead there. So let's throw some abrasive on this guy. It's nice with those new bearings, man. Now we just need a motor. Before I get to actually call this done, whoops. Let's find the mark here, cut that corner square. Beautimous. Alright, and then this guy. So let's just go back to that. Ooh, nailed it. Nice, nice, nice. And then one more check to make sure my measurement. Oop. That's a finger, Dave. You don't want to trap that. 35 3/4 is what it should be. Let's find one that's got a mark on the hello. Don't have a mark on the one spot. So that's about it right there. 35 3/4. Nice. Alright, so let me finish that bit up. Actually, I can do that, I think, still in there. Yeah, I think so. And then the same thing over on this side. To it. It just fall down, go boom. Oh. Alright, now I can slow it down. Open this dude up and finish sanding the center part of this project. And for this guy, I'm going to want a flat surface, so we'll take this guy. And I'm providing support with this hand to the rotating piece. It's gonna fit in there. Now, let's take a gander again, make sure nothing looks too boogered up, or nothing looks boogered up at all would be my preference. Because I'm going to assume that I might still be able to salvage this. Again, if they're going to paint it, then I can fill that in and it'll be covered up. They don't know that yet. Got the same input right there. Cool. Okay, that's number one. Nice fit. All right, Connor Mello. What's up, Dave? Hey, how's it going, man? How's your summer happening? Everything groovy? Did miss it. That is way too far off. Resetting my center point because it was not centered. Now it appears to be. Yes. Make sure it's secure. Okay, don't need that much tension. So the center has changed, but it's I started at different spots marking the blanks, so I'm going to move my spindle steady out of the way because I need to make this bit round, and then we'll bring it back. And hey, since I'm right here, close. Oh, good. That I got a bit of a catch, but it's on waste wood, so yay me. But we are almost round. Flat spot in my feeling. That's not the insert, so we got a little more to go. Okay, that'll do. Let's get it right in the center, shall we? Something like that. Too far forward. Sometimes just a little bit of fiddling will get you in the exact right spot, and sometimes a lot of fiddling will get you to the exact right spot. All right, let's make this thing round. Really, I just have my hand on top of the skew, just as weight to keep it on the tool rest. I'm not putting a lot of pressure into the wood. Still a little bit of flat spot. check my cool. So I'm at the diameter I need to be right now. Except for that part. Beautimus. Just want to finesse the tool, man. That's all I'm trying to do. I think I still got a flat spot. Yep. I think that's gone now. Yep. And now I'm over to this side. Actually, I've been over here the whole time. No, I'm kidding. That sucks. Do that now. I'm unless I make that. Let's see, where is the filler piece? Dang, now I can't see it. Oh, there it is. Yep, nope, gotta be that. So I might be making 2 more. This stinks. Nah, this should be alright. So I'm good where the line is concerned. Let's just leave that glue right there. Okay, let's finish this up. Be short by a little bit. Yep, cool. Okay, now it's time for the story stick. And pencil. So hopefully this isn't like watching paint dry or grass grow or anything like that. This is just one of the processes that I use when I'm doing things like this. Spindle work and then doing like multiples. Except in this case, this is a 38-inch long by 1.25 diameter piece of stock, so I really need center support on this guy. It was a 2-inch piece of stock, maybe even 1.75 inches, depending on how it was reacting, what kind of wood it was. Again, this is poplar, so it's a hardwood species that's very stable wood to work with, very easy to work, machine and carve and all that, and still looks nice, has some strength to it. Outdoor furniture is made out of it. Of course, you got to treat it. Because this wood in the outside environment is not as it's still susceptible to rot and mildew and all that unless it's treated for outdoor stuff. Oh, I was going to do that, wasn't I? Hey, I can kind of see those lines. Cool. Can't see that one. because there wasn't one. Yeah, can't see these though. Let's see, I'll just make them a little bit bigger. Because it is nice not to have to rotate this thing and turn every single line. That is very handy. Which reminds me of red green, I guess, for some strange reason. They can't find you handsome. At least I can find you handy. If that's a line, it is a line. Another one in there, I know it. Okay. Are we ready to rumble? Okay, so now we have our handy dandy piece that's already been turned. I'm going to move this guy in just a little bit. And I'm going to work on this end first, and then we'll go back. Yep. Notice I didn't use my skew to cut all these lines. You see how it's fuzzing up really bad? It's because as I'm coming down this side of the curve to make that quarter bead, I'm pushing the material ahead of me. Bear with me one sec. We'll do this and show you the difference. So this side needs to go here. deeper. Wrong direction, babe. Turn the lathe off now. You see this material, when I went this way, is not all fuzzed up like this material. This material is not all fuzzed up like that because I cut those lines in. It helps with that. It leaves you a cleaner surface to start with when you're making those cuts. You don't have to work around the fuzzed up timber. Okay, that's that guy, this guy. Too wide. We'll fix that. Going to be the swoosh, right? This is the other bead. Let me cut this one. This guy is a double swoosh. It needs to be a little bit deeper, and then I can take care of this guy. Whoops. Hang that up. How's that look? Oh, good. It cleaned up nicely. I really think this is cool because, like, I'm using two tools. And if I was running with the skew, you know, there's some things I couldn't do with the skew on this. Like that, right there. Maybe with a smaller skew. And it's just a combination of shapes. Whatever looks good for your eye works for you. Don't let anybody tell you that your vision of whatever it is you're doing isn't proper or whatever. If it works for you, if it's your vision, you know what, I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to use a skew. I'll use the 1/4 inch skew though. Don't let nobody fish on your campfire. How's that? Rain on your parade, I guess, is probably the best proper term. Your viewpoint is just as valid. Room in this world for everybody's perspective. So the point gives me that pinpoint accuracy to get right into that end of that 1/4 bead. Super easy cleanup after that. Moving on now. Yeah, Dave, you were forgetting again. Let me know in chat what you think so far, man. You having a good time, enjoying the broadcast, I hope. Keep going. Move this guy out of the way, so clearly I don't need it. Touch here, I just need to skim the surface. Okay, let's double check now. I've got everything turned. Now let's cut that square. Almost. Am I there yet? Am I there yet? Just about. Okay. Go down a little abrasive on this guy and move on down here. Small, complex process. You did a great job of breaking it into discrete segments. Second piece went much faster. Of course, you will demo this for the club, right? You know, I was thinking about that because, yeah, I would. Thanks for the feedback, man. That helps me out a lot. You know, I want to improve not just my process, but you know what you see here on the channel. And the more I learn, the more I can pass on. And as everyone probably knows, everything is a process, step by step. I think I did. Well, no, I don't know, man. I think I had unreasonable expectations for myself when I started turning. Matter of fact, I know I did, because I had a lot of trouble in the beginning, which is why I started taking classes. Found a turning club that was here in town that I had no idea existed. And that was because of the library display. That's how I found out about the turning club. Was seeing that stuff in there and went, what? You mean there's more people here? Because the website wasn't working yet when I joined the club. And even pulling up, woodturners in Traverse City or whatever, didn't really pull anything up. I pulled up Lyle's name. He turned into my first mentor. But, I was intimidated by it. I really thought about giving up woodturning. I was like, well, this isn't working. It's therapy for me. It's making me more frustrated. Well, what was making me more frustrated was following the advice of random people on YouTube. So, that's one thing I definitely try to tell people. Don't just blindly go to YouTube and find some woodturner who's doing, I don't mind watching people, but I get the willies when I do now. I didn't then because I didn't know any different. But I get the willies now watching people who do things very unsafely, or don't handle the tools properly, and I keep expecting there to be a failure while I watch, and I'm not often disappointed. Or I wasn't then. Not that I knew much about the woodturning world itself. Richard Raffin. There's a lot of names on YouTube, right? I just didn't know who they were. Part of the help I got for that was the club library. Woodturning videos, DVDs, books written by, competent woodturners like Richard Raffin. I don't know for sure if Lyle Jameson actually wrote a book. I don't think so, but he's written a lot of articles and stuff. David Ellsworth, there's lots of names I can drop now, but I didn't know when I started. So if in your area, you want to consider woodturning, at least hook up with the local woodturning club local to you. If there is one, I'm sure there is. talk to the folks there. Some may be mirroring your struggles or have gone through what you have gone through. They might have some good advice for you. Keep you turning. Get some instruction from wood-turning instructors like myself, Lyle Jameson, Stuart Batty, Rudy Lopez, Mark Gardner. All these people every single person I've named so far really enjoys wood-turning, loves to share the knowledge. Yeah, we all got to make a living. I know you understand that. But I try to do as much as I can without... if you want to take direct one-on-one classes, yes, there's going to be a fee, a day or several days or a week-long class, whatever. Yes, of course there's going to be a fee because I can't do anything else. And I'm giving those persons direct one-on-one instruction along with them for the ride to watch and correct any imbalances. I don't want to say wrong turning or wrong techniques because wrong is relative. Wrong is relative to what my perception is and not the person that I'm dealing with. So, not necessarily anyway. So I don't want to use the word wrong because it's not that. There might be a better way to do what you're attempting to do. Maybe more efficient, maybe safer. All kinds of, run the gamut with all kinds of definitions of what it is. But everybody turns differently. Everyone has different body mechanics. What I try to teach is something that can be taken by anybody and molded to fit their own particular physique. You learn the basics, and then you work with exploring that, practicing, figuring out how it works or how your body mechanics can help you get to a specific point. And not only that, can your body mechanics keep you at the lathe longer? Well, yeah, they can. And I don't just mean longer for the turning period. I mean longer turning for your life. Here I am turning at 400. I just realized I'm at 400 RPM right now. Okay, this is going too slow. So I got about 5 minutes left. I'm going to keep working on this. But please, if you have any questions, comments, anything like that, observations, please feel free to share. Put them in chat. I'll check them out here in just a few moments. Tomorrow evening, Wednesday from 8 to 11, I will work on the short sides of this frame. Because clearly I'm not going to get them done tonight. That's my swoosh, so I need to make this a little bit deeper. So take your time when you're first starting out. Take your time. Give yourself allow time to make mistakes. Allow yourself to make mistakes. It's going to happen. It's a new, if you're new to turning, it's a new process to learn, and there are a lot of pieces to it. I don't know, I have not heard of any story where somebody just picked up wood turning one day, picked up a tool and made, a Mona Lisa, which I know is painting, but you get what I'm saying, a Michelangelo. Statue, marble carving. Not that one. That will be this way. For those of you who've been turning a while, I'm sure you have caught the several times that I have started my cuts over. I've gone back to pick it up where, maybe you couldn't articulate what I was doing, but I wasn't getting a good cut in the first place. So I know that it's not going to get any better if I keep trying to push forward. It's only going to get worse. That goes that way. So instead, I started to cut over and avoided that. This goes this way. Now this goes this way. This goes this way. All right, I'm probably trying to hog off a little too much there. Nope, wrong tool. We want the skew. Cleanup cut. Okay, move on down to this guy. Yes. I see what the issue is. Had to adjust the size of that element. Woohoo! Almost there, man. Nope, wrong one. Keep eyeballing this, going, okay, wait a minute, something's wrong, right, something, oh yeah, never mind. I hadn't cut that yet. There we go, that's better. Can't quite get my screw in here. Alright, let's double check. Gotta do that. Cleanup cut. That's done, that's done. Bang, 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 bang. Let's fix that. So I can kind of feel if there's any like irregularities on anything. It's light touch. I'm just laying my fingers on there, but you can feel. Let's get that squared up, and then I can sand this. Then I'll just do that off camera. I'll wrap this up real shortly. Hit my line. Dead center. Cool. And that's my square. Cool. All right, groovy. I'm going to get rid of that. See you, man. Yeah. I gotta get some sleep. Yes, ma'am. Hey, I'll give you guys a call tomorrow afternoon, or tomorrow. Yeah, I'll give you guys a call tomorrow. Thanks for checking out the program. I am wrapping it up for the evening. Did that even? Yep. All right, cool. My name again is Dave. I'm a woodturner. I thank you for spending your Tuesday evening with me here on Twitch. I enjoy turning. I love turning. And I love teaching it, and that's why I started this channel. It gives me more time to turn. I become a better turner. I get to help other people become better turners. I get to become a better, I learn to become a better teacher and a better presenter. And so I appreciate all the feedback that comes back. And I appreciate the help building this community, as it were, and the subscription or the follows and all that. If you miss any, if you like what you see, please do give me a follow. Always feel free to ask questions. If there's something that I don't explain well or something you don't understand, please put it right over in chat. I will get to it. I do pay attention to chat. And if you like what you see, please give me a follow. And anything that you've missed, any programs that you missed, and if this is your first night, you've missed a lot. You can head right down over to YouTube, youtube.com @DaveRife, and I've got all of the past videos on my YouTube channel. Just subscribe, you'll be able to get into all of them, and it's that simple. So thanks again for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and finish sanding this up, and I'm going to let this run. I'm just going to go ahead and sand while it's on camera. What the heck? And then I'll wrap it up, and then be back tomorrow for Woodturning Wednesday, man, 8 to 11 o'clock. I hope that you enjoyed your time here. I hope that you were able to pick up some tips, or just enjoy watching the shavings and whatever fly. Thanks for sticking around. I hope you stay friendly. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, get some great rest, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow, or maybe I'll see you next Tuesday and Wednesday, but I hope that I see you again. So that's it. It's a wrap. See you all tomorrow night, 8 o'clock to 11, right here on Twitch. So I am going to go ahead and leave the music running. I'm just going to turn off the audio and just finish the sanding on camera, and then I will wrap up the broadcast. I mean, it's pretty much wrapped up, but I'll end the broadcast after that. I figure since I'm here, what the heck, I might as well do this before I call it a night, so that I don't have to start with this tomorrow. I can just start with turning. So here we go. We'll put this back down there. I think that is, yes, Butamus Oh, and then I can show them side by side. By them, I mean the long legs. So I'm just going to hit the audio off, at least my audio. The music will still play, it looks like. It's actually working, yay! I think I figured out too what part of my problem was. I had to fix the Cat 5 cable connector, replace it. And I've done, like, I don't know, over the years, it used to be my career to do things like that, so I've done lots of them. But I boogered one up. I messed the order of the twisted pairs up, and so that was part of my internet problem. And I just found that today. So that's fixed now. I took care of that today. And I'm glad I did, because, I mean, it could be like I'm getting better internet today too. I don't know. But I haven't really had any particular issues with the internet or the programs that I'm running, OBS, Slipstream. They all seem to be working pretty well together today, which I'm really pleased. But again, all of those Cat 5 connectors that I have done, I missed one. One pair, got them backwards. Computers don't like that for some reason. So anyway, here's to hoping that was actually one of the major issues that I resolved finally. I am going to look at like condenser mics or some kind of mic that definitely needs some background noise cancellation, but something that would pick up my voice very well, because just using the camera mic, I mean, it works, but it's not like cutting it as far as really clear audio when I'm describing what I'm doing, or you know, talking, answering questions, what have you. Yeah. But I'm always working to improve the channel, be that the tech that I'm using, learning new skills to make sure that the videos get to you in a timely manner, the recorded videos getting uploaded to YouTube in a timely manner on my YouTube channel. Learning more about how, you know, those kinds of things, but always trying to improve. So I appreciate, as I said, the feedback that I get, especially here while it's live. That's exceedingly helpful. And you know, the more we help each other, the more we all succeed, right? Well, I was going to turn off my audio so you didn't have to listen to me just yabbering on, but guess what? You probably don't have to guess. Oh, and I did not mention this. I am using 180 grit abrasive at the moment. I don't know that I'll go above that. It depends on what the finish is actually going to be, somewhat. this up in there. I thought I saw something else that I need to hit again. Maybe I'm wrong. Nope, that's it right there. Oh, I guess you can't see that off camera. Is anybody still with me? Well, let's change that. Okay, let's test that. Now, let's see, that corner square. So now I can take this out and sand this center bit. And that will wrap up these two pieces. I'll put them side by side. Just resting my hand on top. It's round, so I'm not getting knocked about. It's not a bunch of downward pressure. I'm just resting my arm on it to give myself a little support here because I'm right in the middle of this long span of 1¼ inch stock, and it's flexing a little bit. How does that look now? Everything else looks pretty good, I think. Okay, here we are. Squared up corner to squared up corner. There is the two finished long legs. All I need to do is cut my what is even the word, dados, whatever. I need to get my corners cut, which I'm going to do on the table saw because that's what I have to work with. So this is what having a pattern does, and then all the practice that you put in, of course, all of that gets you to points like this. Everything here matches, if not exactly, very, very closely. I didn't have one in, I had one in front of me for a minute, but then I just took it to the side. But it's the practice and the tool control, learning how to do all this stuff. So I'm very happy I got two matching pieces, top and the bottom rails of the picture frame, and my corners match up as I expect them to. I wonder if, let's find some lines here. Here's some lines. So that corner's perfect. These lines, that corner's perfect. Yes, loving it. I just got to, I don't know if I'm going to leave the sacrificial pieces in for now. but I'm pleased that they didn't. I got a little tear out on a piece down here, but so that might snap when I'm prying the rest of this out, but I'll get to keep all the rest of that stuff to play around with the designs. It will be 5/16 of an inch thick, 5/16. Actually, it started out 5/16 square, and then I put that sacrificial piece in, so it's not. At least here, it'll be close to 5/16 where the barrels are. Here, the widest point. That'll be about 5/16 of an inch in depth. It is definitely 5/16 of an inch wide, so it'll be cool to play with those later in the future. But all of the edges there are crisp and clean. You can't even see the sacrificial piece in there. Everything blends in so well, and that's why I use a sacrificial piece. I didn't want to be cutting any air. And then on the uphill side, as this is rotating in this direction, over and down, back up, that if that gap was there, I'd be tearing out this upper corner, and that's not something I want to do. And possibly getting some tear out down in here because there was nothing supporting that fiber as this comes down over the tool. So that's very, very important things to remember with woodworking. I mean, even flatboard techniques translate. All right, so cool. That's all finished. That's all done. I'm going to close out on this camera here. I'm going to move this back here, bring this back up here, and I will see you folks tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. From 8 to 11, we'll do the short sides. Got them right here with my story stick ready to go. Again, thanks for joining me. Take care.